to the 22.
The Eagles take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Hurts throwing right away. And this is caught. It's Brown. The 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown, 78 yards. And the Eagles are on the board here first in the season opener.
We thought they may be a quick strike offense this season. That is lightning quick. Not bad for the first drive of the year.
That has to actually exceed expectations, doesn't it? Because most teams want to be a quick strike offense. They want to score as quickly as possible and run a defense into submission. What they have to understand is, while they got it done there, long way to go. Don't get discouraged if you have to run a few more plays on your next drive.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. They go play action here on first down. Steps away to his left. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Back to throw. Polk under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
The quarterback taken down and sacked by T.J. Edwards. Brought down back at the 19-yard line.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Going to be caught here, left side, Moore. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. A nice completion there for the first down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game has his team right on the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day 1.
On the tackle, it was the West Virginia man, Kaiser White. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the Eagles' 39-yard line.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. Polk. Hard throw. Incomplete.
Anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
On fourth down, Polk. This is Smith with a grab. Touchdown! Devontae Smith, 37 yards. And the Vikings responded on a one-drive touchdown with one thereof. Greg Joseph on for the extra point. And he starts his new year off on the right foot as well, as this kick is good. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Here's Hurts to throw. This one swung out to Williams.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. 14 yards there and an Eagle first down. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you, from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season-open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. I ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I missed him, it would have been a different story all night.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Throwing is Hurts.
Buying time to his left. And his throw here is incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
Going deep here for Watkins. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown. Quez Watkins, 71 yards. And the Eagles have taken the lead. Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one. Elliott good with a PAT. And that makes the score 14-7.
14, Vikings 7. Jake Elliott to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season. And they'll get another shot here with a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Polk. That's complete to Whitaker. And he'll go out near midfield. The catch and run good for 24 yards. Nice throw right there. And these fans getting their first look at their QB in the future. I'd imagine it's got to be a big plus for him to get his first start here in front of that home crowd.
I know there's a school of thought about getting your first start away from home so you don't have the extra pressure of that crowd behind you. But I say ride the wave. Embrace it. Go ahead and play to that level, and I think it's going to benefit him in the long run.
And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Big gains in succession. Last one was over 20. This one over 30. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. And now here's a carry heading left. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the Eagles' 18-yard line.
Off play action. Polk. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Kaiser White. There he goes, left side. He's at the 30. 10, 5, and he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
For Charles, he was looking for just a short throw, kept it in range for the rare linebacker pick-6.
And give him full credit for his focus. He just kept the quarterback in his sights, and where he was looking to throw, he positioned himself perfectly to be there for the interception. He made the play of the game for his defense right there.
So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick-6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, Paul, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick-6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines going for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
We saw it, too. Nobody in the vicinity of that throw, and that earns him the penalty.
Yeah, you've got to at least get it close enough to one of your own guys in order to dodge the penalty.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose it down on the grounding call. Back to throw. Polk. Throwing for Smith on the out route, and it's caught. And he gets up near the 25 to about the 24 before going out of bounds. It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Townsend to punt it. And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage.
I know, without even asking, without even looking in your direction, that you are not a fan of that call.
Oh, I wish you would look, Brandon, because I was actually thinking this would be the perfect time for a fake.
Right. Right.
Yeah, you're right. This doesn't make any sense to me at all. This deep in your own territory. Look, I'm all for being unconventional. That part's cool, and I get it. But this deep, I just don't think it was the right time to make that call.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Now a give up the middle to Williams. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or also just sit back, they're going to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
18 left.
From the 17, Hurts. That's a loss of 8 yards there to bring up 3rd. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. a chance of wasting this great starting field position. A real threat. This is 3rd and long.
From the gun, it's Hurts. Working the sideline here. Did he get the feet in? Yes, they say that he did. Nice job tapping both of them down.
First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
Everything's going right here in this first half, and they've got a good lead, and part of that can be attributed to their success on 3rd downs. This is another conversion here, and they can look to really open things up now with this 1st and goal.
Now here's a whistle as flags come in. And we'll check out the call.
Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
And they'll try again here, 1st and goal after the false start.
Hurts a handoff to Sanders.
And that one blown up quickly. As he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. On 2nd and goal.
Hurts.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. That's Deron Payne with a sack that time.
Well, that's the 2nd time he's been sacked so far in the first half. And if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so they can throw the football.
They'll try to run with Sanders. And he'll take this one down near the 15. And 3 yards on the carry there as his defense holds strong and takes it to 4th and goal.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal.
The kick by Elliott is good, and they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7.
So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
36-yard line.
Looking to throw. Polk. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun. Polk. Eagle pressure. Too much this time. Down he goes. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. He's got a man complete. And he'll have it past midfield before being taken down. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Polk. He finds his man complete. That's Whitaker.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. Another completion there, and you think about the draft back in the spring. He's selected in the 1st round, getting the start here, as we mentioned in week 1. It's got to be quite a whirlwind for a young quarterback.
Absolutely, because going in the 1st round, people are going to clamor for you to be the starter right away, but many teams want you to get your feet wet first, maybe just kind of hang out behind a veteran starter. In this case, though, he ascended right to the top roll, and I know he's excited about the opportunity.
Almost unstoppable on the ground there as that one is good for 39. And I tell you what, partner, I think this guy's going to like running behind his new offensive line.
I agree with you, and you can never have enough good runners. They usually provide a nice little spark with their new team.
They'll try to run this one in. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
At the 4-yard line.
Looking to throw on second down. Polk. And this is going to be intercepted. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And the Eagles are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Charles, one thing that he referenced to us yesterday was his confidence fitting the ball into any window, but obviously that window was a little too tight and it was closing in a hurry.
And he was talking to us about having anticipation in making those types of throws. Down near the goal line, I don't think you can anticipate it as much as you need to see it open. You've got to be precise with your throws down here in the red zone. That one goes into double coverage, and he gets picked off.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at the half, we'll hand things off to Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have scores from earlier today, plus a look ahead as well, so you won't want to miss that. A lot going on here in week 1. Second down, back to Sanders. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. Hurts. Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Lewis Seen. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Boy, a big play right there. I mean, a touchdown on this drive could have really put some separation on the scoreboard. Instead, it's the defense who scores. And, partner, we got a game again.
And we do have one because of what you just described. The defense that understood what was going on in this game and did something about it. They knew their offense needed some help. They just provided it. They're back in this one.
Well, here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Hurts now hoping to make up for that pick 6. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. Working with 2nd and 5 now. Back to throw. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. A 5-yard pass on the heels of a 5-yard run. Good enough for the first.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Watkins. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Now this offense in midseason form here in the opener. It's 1st and 10. Now they'll throw here. Hurts fumbles it, and the Vikings pick up the football. Does the big boy have the juice? 30, 10, And they're going to bring this one back. It's a final return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. Big boy earning his lunch. That's what you call rumbling with the ball, Charles.
Big man with football. He wasn't just earning lunch, Brandon. He was earning dinner. He was midnight snack. Everything that you could possibly do, he did it on that play to pick up the ball and go.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we've reached halftime here in our initial Sunday night telecast of the new season. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he's got some space here. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Looking to throw. Polk being chased out left. And that is incomplete.
Looking for Sky Moore that time.
And it's 3rd down and 2.
Well, that's a defense coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Operating from the gun. Polk throwing the out route incomplete. That's Smith. And he goes out right around the 39. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half. Off the play fake. Polk. He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown, Vikings.
Smith, nice set.
61 yards. And the Vikings have taken the lead here in this third quarter.
Joseph connects on the extra point.
And that will make this a 4-point game.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
And Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth, almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side, trying to match each other.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. He'll look to throw. And this is caught by Watkins. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Got an open man, finding Jefferson. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Back to throw again.
We're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted.
And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
And that could turn out to be a giant play, Charles. You've got an offense driving to take the lead, but they're turned away on the INT.
I think that we might look back on this in the 4th quarter and say, that was the play of the game.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack.
And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. The 40. 20. 10. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
So this whole game gets flipped on its ear right there. The interception, return for a touchdown, and this lead changes hands here in the 3rd quarter.
And it certainly felt like this defense had a read on what was going on the offensive side of the ball and said, let's cut down our coverage a little bit. Let's be in a position to make a play on the ball. And, boy, that sure turned out well for them.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6. And now the kick is away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Throwing after the interception. Polk. And this heads straight to the sideline. I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, they won't. Here comes the flag. They lose the yardage, and of course they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Operating from the gun, Polk. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Picked off by Hassan Reddick.
And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Well, you just kind of
feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll set up to throw. Throw right side, caught by Goddard, the tight end. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. On 3rd down, they turn to Sanders. And that's not going to get it done. They'll come up way short of the first at about the 21. 3 yards won't be enough here as I bring up 4th down.
Sometimes with the running game, you just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
So they got the turnover, started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. Goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And now here is another interception. Darius Slay with a pick. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4. But it's been a little bit of feast or famine because he's thrown for decent yardage, and obviously they've got the lead, Charles, but now he's been sacked 4 times.
And what I'm focusing on is his toughness in the pocket. Because you mentioned the feast or famine part. He's played well in between being dumped on his back. But every time he's had a chance to throw the football, he's been impressive.
Ball at a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to make it a 2-score game.
And he hits the upright, but it caroms in anyway. Boy, plenty of distance there as he banks it in. And that will make this a 9-point lead. Distance wasn't the problem, but he did need some help from the right upright, and he got it. A little kiss and in.
Yeah, fortunately caught on the inside of the upright, and that pushed it through. This isn't like a baseball foul pole where you hit any part of it and it counts. It's got to go through the post. If he hits it on the outside, that's no good.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. A tougher task for them now. That turnover on their last possession led to the field goal, meaning that they have to now try to erase a 2-score deficit here in the fourth.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Over the middle, complete. It's Whitaker. And they'll get it all the way about 5 yards shy of midfield. The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. Operating from the gun. Polk. He's got him in. Complete. So they hit pay dirt, but don't count it yet. There's laundry on the field. We'll see what the penalty flag is about. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by James Bradbury. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. They brought the house that time on the young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break off their routes quickly as well.
They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts.
Touchdown, Eagles. Quez Watkins, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend.
And the Eagles are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead.
Turning into a really good performance on the road. Week 1, you're just hoping for that first win. It's tough to do it away from home, though, but they're looking strong.
It certainly is. Any road win in the NFL is a great road win. I mean, it just does not matter whether it's supposed to be tough or not. In this particular situation, how great will they feel leaving with a win on the road against a tough opponent?
A little work still to do, though.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. These fans just kind of beside themselves right now.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Operating from the gun. Polk airing it out deep for Smith. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Polk. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore.
Pass complete to Sky Moore. A gain of 5. It's 4th down.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He finds his man complete. That's Whitaker. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Looking here for Smith downfield. And now here is another interception. Picked up by James Bradbury.
With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys have been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along. If you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave them with a 2nd and just a few inches left.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
Here we go.
At the 15-yard line.
They'll drop to throw. He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. 23 yards the pickup there.
Well, normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Last play, they went over 20 yards. This time, they topped 30.
Even with the big lead here in the 4th, it still bounds away. And frankly, it's working. Why should they stop? Go ahead and keep firing away and gaining those yards.
And Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, how about that? You use a high draft pick on this guy back in April, hoping he'll grow into a role as the season progresses. And now look at this, a pick 6 in his very first NFL game.
Sometimes the evaluation doesn't match what the kid brings to the table. He progressed quickly.
They're going to keep it on the ground. And he'll get in for the 2 points as that'll cut the lead down from 11 to 9. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Taken at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And the pick 6 we just saw makes things a little more interesting. Still, though, a 2-possession game as they control their destiny in this 4th quarter.
After the pick 6, they go right back to the air. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Well, we just saw something you don't ordinarily see, and that's him trying to deep ball after throwing a pick 6 on his previous pass. Normally, they give him something safe to get his confidence back. Instead, they let him fire it downfield, albeit unsuccessfully.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now, I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine.
Hurts gets this to Sanders. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in front.
And so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down. A nice safe throw and a good one. An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Hurts sets up to throw it. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. And now the up man has it. It's a fake. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. A big breakdown defensively there on the fake punt. Turns into a huge play and a first down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Give running left. It's Sanders. And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. 50 yards rushing for him now to this point. He was close to flirting with that sideline, but able to stay in bounds like you know his coach wants him to do and keep that clock moving.
Isn't it funny that we're watching this play when we had that discussion just yesterday about this? What do you do in this scenario? What do you know, what's your mindset? It appeared to me that he totally forgotten that he needed to stay in bounds. And then the last says, oh, no, I better get down. And he ended up doing the right thing. But at that point, maybe, close to let this slip away. But you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks, and he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Eagles are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Hurts will throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Well, as most teams do in their two-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you got a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case there, but that's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside. Now, after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Vikings take over first down 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers to...
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Avonte Maddox, and he will return this one to the 30-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure, but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
So the ball down to the 16 here for first and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. His throw incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10. They go play action with Hurts. Sliding, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here. Third and long. Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. Open man, it's Rager. He's got it. And so close, he gets it to the one. Out of bounds right there. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. On the sneak, it's Hurts. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1 yard line. Only a yard on the
a keeper, and it'll be second down.
Here's Hurts to throw.
And it'll be intercepted.
Picked off by Lewis Seen.
He's at the 50, the 30, 10, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. And now in a 9-point game, they'll still just need to go for one here. As this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So looking at this situation, you should have time for the onside kick and then at least one play. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Hurts now hoping to make up for that pick six. He's going to find Jefferson open downfield.
And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And this will be caught. We'll forget taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown. And in the red zone, I guess this is why you have a guy like that on your roster.
Without a doubt, and if you have him, you use him because he's a guy who's going to win just about every time. I don't care what the coverage is.
Well, partner, that'll do it. These week 1 primetime games, they always seem to have a little bit more electricity, a little more anticipation, a fun one tonight, and a lot of fun ones that we have on the road ahead.
And, partner, I love the word you just used there, electricity. Things were crackling out there, weren't they? And let's face it, both of these teams came in with the idea, get off to the start. Get off to a 1-0 start and get your season going. That could spark an excellent season for them. They've got that in their pocket now.
So for the Eagles, not much to complain about here. They come in and steal a victory in a tough place to play on a Sunday night. And they will head home next week to take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to...
When I'm in my zone and get it going, Donkey Kong. They got the hand out, will you give a dog a bone? I'm like, oh, no, you gotta get it on your own. They get an attitude, I'm like, you better check your tone. They ain't got no job, need someone to take her home. I hop up in the car, whip like Indiana Jones. Going George Lucas, now I'm out here killing clones. Coming in strong like, tear down.